We've already started the conversation with Tom Brokaw.
We've added Tom, the now moderator of Meet the Press, after the untimely death of our friend and colleague Tim Resser, but you've been moderating presidential debates, and you're back in the thick of what you love.
Watching CNBC a lot.
Well, you joined the crowd there, the white-knuckle time here. This financial crisis has really been calling the shots in this election cycle here, hasn't it?
Well, before this began, the economy was uppermost in the minds of almost all the voters, going back 8 or 9 months. You remember at the beginning of the process, 20 months ago, it seemed like Iraq would be the defining issue. And then there was a lot of uncertainty about where the economy was going and how we were going to get there and about jobs. So that became the dominant issue for the Democrats, certainly, and even for the Republicans. And I have this favorite theory of American politics. All my friends are tired of me saying it. It's called the UFO theory. The unforeseen will occur. Last week was the UFO. Mm-hmm. That was of a magnitude and a breadth that no one could have anticipated. I was looking at the meeting today of the people that have been summoned to Washington: John Mack, Jamie Dimon, Ken Lewis, Lloyd Blankfein from Goldman Sachs.
This is at Treasury as they discuss a possible Treasury move tomorrow that they're going to announce.
And several of them I have been talking to all summer long. And the best and the brightest of them said to me last summer, Wall Street's bottom out. We're going to be okay now. It's the rest of the economy that we have to worry about. So I think what adds to all this uncertainty is that you have all this brain power and all these people running these huge institutions who've been dead wrong. Mm-hmm. And it changes at warp speed. So if you're out there in America, you have good reason to, A, be skeptical and a lot of reason to be angry.
And are you amazed at the role that Washington has ended up playing in all of this, the kind of government intervention we haven't seen in 70 years?
No, I don't. I think I'm not amazed by it, because I think if Washington hadn't gotten involved, it would be far worse at this point. Hank Paulson was another one of those. We had him on the air in Beijing, you may remember, at the time of the Olympics, and he said he would not have to go into Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, but he had the power to do so. Talked about that bazooka when we were off the air that he still had, but he wouldn't have to fire it. Now, Paulson knows his way around the street in these financial institutions, so I think if they hadn't done it, then we would be in far worse shape. It crosses across a lot of lines of ideology and philosophy, obviously.
You also asked him in that interview in several different ways whether or not he would stay on.
Right.
And he said no. Do you think he's changed his mind? He's repeatedly said recently that he would not stay, but given the fear factor that's out there, one of the things that has scared people the most is hearing the best and the brightest on our air say, I've never seen anything like this before. It's a very frightening thing.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment. The other night of the debate, I really did, in the first question, try to get John McCain and Barack Obama to say to us who they have in mind.
You had your hands full.
I know, you had your hands full with that one.
That wasn't just a gotcha question.
Right.
Somebody said to me the other day, the transition has to begin on November 5th. The day after the election, somebody has to be working with the Treasury Secretary to plan for what happens on January 20th. So we are in new territory here, and I think both these candidates kind of owe it to us to say, here are some of the people that we're thinking about, or here's the team I want to send down there right away.
Conventional wisdom would suggest that with so much turmoil, they would throw out the incumbents and bring in the newcomer. Do you think that's a done deal?
Well, one of the things that we always have to keep in mind about Washington is that below the appointment level, however you feel about Hank Paulson or the undersecretaries or any of the agencies, there are terrific professionals in these departments. Every Treasury Secretary that I have known, Hank Paulson, Bob Rubin, Jim Baker.
I'm talking about the presidential election. Are they going to throw out? I mean, does this help Obama win?
Oh, of course it does. Yeah, I mean, you're seeing that right now in the polls. Look, and one of the reasons it helps him win is that this is Main Street versus Wall Street. Main Street's furious because they think they've been hosed by Wall Street and that they're paying for the excesses of Wall Street. And when that happens, that, of course, I think generally accrues to the asset side for a Democratic candidate. Now, whether it can be sustained or not, I don't know. The Newsweek poll that's out this week, in every measurable category except one, says that Obama is best qualified to be president, sometimes by a margin as much as double figures, to handle the economy, to create new jobs, to deal with the energy crisis, to deal with global climate change, to deal with education. He's winning in all those categories. That's a very telling sign. Yeah. Now, John McCain's going to throw another Hail Mary in the next couple of days with another economic plan and hope that he can get it back on track for him. And he's been pretty good at this in terms of shifting the attention back to him. But time is running out.
All right. We are mindful that Tom's latest book, Boom, is coming out in paperback. We want to talk about that.
Don't turn the cover toward you. Turn it back.
No,
we have it on the big screen.
We built something special for it here.